In this video, I'll demonstrate how to use the AI Assistant's Edit Postprocessor mode with examples. We'll start with simple examples, then move to real-world applications. Let's get started. With the Assistant open, click the CNC button next to the Attach icon to export your active postprocessor. The full CNC file is loaded into the Assistant, and Edit Postprocessor mode activates automatically. Now you can describe the change you want in your own words. Add the current date and time as header comment to the program start. Type the request, press enter, and wait for the result. When processing completes, the modified sections appear on screen. Next, we click Save and Import to EZCAM to apply the modifications. The changes are loaded into EZCAM but are not yet saved permanently. The changes only exist in memory for now. You can verify by pressing Post and checking whether the changes appear in the NC output. If everything looks correct, save the postprocessor permanently using Save CNC. If you skip this step and close the program, the in-memory changes will be erased. Note this. Each time we click Save and Import from the Assistant, the Save CNC button in EZCAM becomes active. If there are no new changes, the button stays inactive. Let's continue with a different example. We want the machine to retract the y-axis to machine 0 before each tool change sequence. We send the request and wait for the result. The Assistant shows each step on screen as it works. First, it analyzed the file, then focused at the relevant sections. It checked program start and tool change to identify the correct location. You can scroll back to review all the steps. We click Save and Import. The modified section is Tool Change. We confirm it. Now we return to the EZCAM postprocessor screen and press Post to verify the output. We scroll to the M6 line. The Z-axis retracts first, then Y moves to machine 0, exactly as requested. The desired change was applied within seconds. As you know, when you open MBuild for milling or TBuild for turning, you may need to adjust settings in the general, NC codes, or words tables. Inch or metric mode, arc interpolation settings, rapid traverse codes, coolant M codes in the code list, decimal point format, and so on. All of these can now be changed through the Assistant. For example, the last drilling operation uses a G83 Peck drilling cycle. We want the Q value, the Peck depth, output in microns instead of millimeters. I type the following request in the Assistant. Output the Q value in microns for Peck drilling cycles and check the result. The Assistant can also compare files to apply specific changes a customer has requested. First, export your postprocessor. Then press the plus button and attach the current NC output from EZCAM. Next, attach the NC file containing the changes the customer wants. In the prompt, write, compare the current NC output with the requested file line by line. Identify all the differences, and update the postprocessor to produce the requested output. Send it and wait. Here you can see the differences between the two files before the assistant made any changes. Now let's compare the newly generated post output with the requested file and check whether all the differences have been resolved. You can see that the output matches the requested file exactly. Every change was applied. The assistant doesn't just find and replace, it knows the post-processor structure, where movements come from, at what stage, and what each section controls. For example, approach and retract should not share a line. When starting a cut, the XY axis should move first, then Z engages. When ending a cut, Z retracts first, then XY moves to the next position. The assistant identifies and modifies the code blocks for approach moves in program start and tool change. It also detects and updates the retract code blocks within those same sections for the end of cut sequence. Now let's look at using an external reference. We attach a PDF alongside our postprocessor. This PDF lists the G codes and M codes for the machine's controller. We type the following request. Check the G codes and M codes listed in the PDF and compare them with the codes in the postprocessor. Report any codes from the PDF that are missing or do not have a matching entry in the postprocessor. The assistant compares the M codes in the PDF with those in the CNC, identifies any gaps or mismatches, and reports which codes need to be corrected or added. It then writes the full result. After scanning, it found a discrepancy in certain code numbers and asked whether I want to correct it. I confirm the change and continue the conversation with a follow-up prompt. That's everything I'll cover in this video. I won't show additional examples. One final point. Just like with any AI tool, the instructions you provide are critical to getting the right result. Describe each requested change step by step. Write your prompts clearly and in detail. The more precise your instructions, the more reliable and error-free the output will be. Thank you for watching.